In this short video, I'm going to share one of the reasons why I think health and fitness professionals can do really well from running their own workshops, and hopefully reassure you about how easy it would be for you to organise a few of your own. So by way of example, I want to tell you about one of my hot topics I had as a fitness trainer. And by hot topic, I mean something that I often wished lots of clients and class members knew. And bets on, you're going to have a whole bunch of these topics as well. And maybe they're around how to sleep better, how to lose weight, put on muscle, to avoid shin splints, the truth about keto, whatever. There's a huge realm of these. And one of mine was about recovery training. I didn't want people training hard out day after day, week after week, month after month, and I wanted them to understand how that style of training affects their parasympathetic nervous system, their sleep levels, their energy levels, their chance of getting injuries, and how to start measuring their own health markers so that they were aware of when they needed a break, and also what recovery training and tapering off can actually look like. But this was not a topic I was going to be able to cover in sufficient detail during the cool down of a group fitty class, for example, or at the end of a one-to-one session with a client. And worse, mumbling something about the importance of taking a break or taking some time off to people who aspire to be able to train more and train harder. If anything, I found it backfired. It fueled them into thinking that they were even more amazing by not taking breaks, because it just wasn't the right environment or situation to get at that wealth of information behind that principle. And in fact, this actually wasn't a topic people were going to ask me about either. No one was ever going to come to me and say, hey, Bronnie, how do I nurture my parasympathetic nervous system? Because it wasn't a topic people were going to ask me about, it was also a little bit challenging to then convince them to book into a one-to-one session with me, pay my full personal training rate, and to talk about it for half an hour or an hour. And I didn't want to anyway, because in my mind, I'm thinking, everyone needs this knowledge. A lot of people need this knowledge. And I'm not going to be able to sit down with everyone one-to-one and do it. It's going to do my head in. It's far more efficient to do that sort of workshop, that sort of talk as a whole group with a whole bunch of people. So I think that the same is true of lots of topics and lots of situations. If you're a group fitty instructor, without doubt, you will have had people come up to you at the end of a class when you're packing up, you're trying to race off, and they'll say something like, hey, just a quick question. I'm wondering, how can I lose 5 kgs real fast? Or what do you think of the lemon detox diet? Or you're in the middle of a personal training session, and in between, a bit of light chit chat and some motivational cues around, that next lift, your client's pushing a heavy weight and he says, I've just entered next month's City to Surf Marathon and I've started running 5Ks a day for the first time ever. Do you have any tips, boss? Yeah. In fact, even as a gym instructor, I remember noticing, there'd be bunches of guys racing at lunchtime and early morning, and pretty much a heap of them would just train chest and abs because they wanted a big chest and a six-pack. And us GIs, I reckon, had tons of great information that would have helped them reach their goals. But interrupting these guys during their tight schedule for more than just a hello was never going to pan out well. I think if we'd run a 20-minute lunchtime workshop called something like how to get a big chest fast or something similar, we could have roped them on in, enticed them in, had their attention for a solid 20 minutes and been able to impart all that other great stuff that we knew that would have helped them actually reach their goals and to do it safely and injury-free. But anyway, where am I going with all of this? You're probably getting the gist of it, which is that workshops provide an environment where people can just focus on the topic. There's no distractions, there's no disruptions, and that makes it easier for you to do a solid job of imparting all that information. And it makes, we all know what it's like to be rushed. It's just not a good setup. But this makes it heaps easier for you to get that information on the table, and it makes it heaps easier for other people to take it on board. I can't overemphasize that, because I really think that is where they are a unique and golden opportunity that is not being ticked off by the other products or services that we offer. And partly also because we can make workshops super engaging. all these people get to come together in a group and meet each other and bond a little and have discussions and do practicals, and you can show videos and bring in guest presenters. You can change the lighting, the music, the smells, the location, everything. It's all stuff that you're not going to do one-to-one or at the end of a class. Essentially we are creating a show, and that plays a key role in helping information to cement in. It's way better than giving someone a link to read more about this particular topic on some internet site, for instance. That's not even remotely comparable. And if we're looking at getting results for our clients, I think this is definitely next level stuff, way above those links and books and whatever else. But as an added plus, we can really create language and enticing titles for our workshop that attract people into them and that attract other people into them. Things like if you call a workshop how to get a big chest fast, or my recovery workshop could be called something like, I don't know, how to train harder for longer, or how to perform at your best. These alluring titles can help spread the word about your topic, and more people can come along beyond those that are immediately in your world already. And that's because quite often our workshops aren't as intimidating. They don't always involve, and they needn't always involve, hard out exercise, for instance. So that's a lot easier for people to commit to than, for instance, a 6-week training package on how to get a big chest. Although that workshop is a great funnel into a package like that. And I shouldn't keep using the chest example because there's thousands of others, as you'd know, whether it's how to run fast, how to put on more muscle, how to lose more weight, how to have more energy. There's a whole bunch of topics here that work just as well. But the key benefit I want to emphasize is that it is a unique opportunity to deliver information in a quality way, which means it can have an impact and it will help more people to be really successful, which at the end of the day is what we're chasing. And by way of reassurance here, if this sounds appealing to you but you're petrified of public speaking or presenting, I want you to know that it can be a very casual environment. It can be very interactive. There can be lots of practicals. It can be 10 minutes long outside under a tree in the park. You don't need to use PowerPoints or videos if you don't want to. You can use other presenters. I've literally run hundreds of workshops using other presenters. And one of my earliest and most favorite, probably one of my first at the gym I worked at actually, was a podiatrist I had come in, and he delivered a workshop at the end of a group fitty class, and which I thought was the best plan because all the people were already in the room. And he did gait assessments, and we went through exercises for everyone about piriformis and calf and all different things. It was absolutely gold. So, if you're nervous about presenting, you can always coordinate these, and they're going to be just as effective, if not more. You're going to know heaps of great people in your world that would probably love the opportunity to do that as well. Anyway, I could go on and on, and in fact I have, because I've written 3 books and I've published them on Amazon. I don't know if I should call them books. They're very little books, 3 very little books. And I whipped out 2 of them because COVID had hit, and I actually believe that workshops are something that gyms and trainers and dietitians and people in our industry can be doing online as well, and that those workshops would actually fill a really useful gap on a local level. And it's not something that can be replicated by these bigger, slicker entities that are producing apps and training programs and classes online that are pulling business away from all the smaller crew. So it's unique in that respect, and I think it could serve a lot of these local businesses really well on a really local level, and then expand beyond that. But back to the books. You can pick up the first 2 books for free when you sign up to the Challenge Check website as a member. And the third one is only a few bucks on Amazon. And basically they will give you a whole bunch of other reasons to be running workshops, but also how to set them up so that they are income generating for you and a lead into your other services. And how to overcome your nerves if that is something, and how to do posters if you've never done up posters or you're not sure how to do a great job of them, and how much to charge. A whole bunch of stuff. But I've run hundreds of workshops literally, so I'm sure you'll find some helpful ideas tucked in there. But like I say, workshops are the best way to transfer information. So I'm also releasing some workshops on running workshops, which you can find out about on my website, on the Challenge Check website. And they'll be partially downloadable and partially interactive. And the idea is to set you up so that you have completed packaged workshops ready to go. So even if you decide not to pick up the books, not to do the workshop on workshops, here's a takeaway idea. Think of a topic you feel passionate about. Something, maybe it even, gets you a bit rivaled, something that really is important to you. And something that if we were to sit down over a coffee, you could just talk about forever. The content is a breeze. And then come up with an enticing workshop title that could cover that topic. Base that title on the end result people in your world are chasing. And schedule in a date and a time about 6 weeks from now for that workshop at a time and duration and location that you're comfortable with, and tell the world. Tell the world, invite people along, whether it's free or for dosh. And if it goes well, which I bet you it does, then think about setting up a series of workshops. So let's say it's a monthly weight loss series or a monthly series of high energy workshops or how to avoid injuries. And slot your hot topics into your series and schedule them ahead so that people can see the dates, times, locations or 6 months ahead. Okay, I think that's very important. I go into that in my books, but that's super important. So I hope that helps. As you can probably hear, this is my passionate topic. And if you sign up to the website, you will get a monthly email with other tips and ideas. I know people are busy. I only send out one a month, and it's not too much of an information overload, the email that you'll get. There'll just be some links to some stuff. And it'll also include some of the stuff about my other big passion, which is running fitness challenges, like transformation challenges, that sort of thing. All right, so that's me. It's Bronnie Mac signing off. Have fun, and thank you so much for listening.